Hey, Jake. Holy cow. I made it to Athens, Georgia. Check it out.
Athens.
Holy cow. I'm here. Should
Wow.
Mark do this festival? I'm here. We're
You
doing
may,
it.
yeah. Well, so we've decided that you're doing it.
I guess so. Uh, yeah, you should always say yes to things. Is
Okay.
my new, old, kind of revitalized philosophy. Say yes.
Yeah.
I used to say yes to everything in comedy, and then as you go along, you at some point you're like, well, I can't say yes to everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but this one, so last night I did two shows in Atlanta, and already I feel like this was worth it.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
like
Fun.
I'll say in the Patreon some specific numbers, but just imagine a number like a typical cost to go do a World Series of Comedy
Sure.
satellite.
Yeah.
That's roughly what I'm spending here. And I got two last night. I did a 5 minute guest spot at the Laughing Skull Comedy Club.
Ooh,
Have you ever
wow.
done that in
No,
Atlanta?
I got up one time and then when no, they said you can do it, and then the anchor gig for that traveling
Uh,
region was canceled. So
yeah, it's a sweet little room. I think it's a 58 seater.
okay.
It's so cool. Like looking at the room, I was like, man, I should open one of these in Denver.
Yeah.
Like it's got levels to it, like kind of like stadium seating. It's got a little bar inside of it. The lighting and the sound is great. They have two green rooms. One of the green rooms has two TVs. One is of the stage, and then they have another one of the front couple of rows of the audience. They have a little
Oh,
camera above the stage
yeah.
pointed at the audience, so you can sit back there and watch the show. You can see the audience and the comedian. Really a good resolution. And where in that particular green room, there's no wall between you and the actual stage. Like you can hear
Yeah.
everything. You're not visible because there's like a curtain between you and the audience. But the room was awesome, and so it was a 5 minute spot, which is what I used to get at World Series of Comedy when you would travel. And I have new faces next in like 5 days.
Yeah.
So doing a 5 minute spot at a comedy club, I
Yeah.
mean, I would have paid that in a heartbeat. And,
Absolutely.
and I got some great food. I went to the original Chick-fil-A, the Dwarf
Ah,
House, if anybody's
ah,
heard of this. I got a hamburger at Chick-fil-A. How about that,
weird.
Jake? Yeah.
Weird.
They
Weird.
it's like a diner that opened in the 50s,
Mm.
and they eventually came up with their famous chicken sandwich, and then Chick-fil-A kind of spun off from it. But this is the original. You go in there, and they recreated the place. They kind of like tore it down and then put the bricks back, and now it's a huge Chick-fil-A with a drive-through, and then next to it they have the original diner, and you go in. I sat down. I had like a waiter serve on me at a Chick-fil-A, and they have special sides that aren't at any Chick-fil-A. So it's really
Oh,
fun.
weird.
So I'm having a great time, dude. The whole point
Yeah.
is I've been moping forever about should
Yeah.
I do this festival, and I should have done it all along.
But
And I go
you
ahead.
said you did two shows in Atlanta. What was the other one?
Yeah, the second one was in East Atlanta Village at Southern Feed Store. It's called Eve of Friday show. Thanks Lauren Duncan and everybody else who was involved with it. They were great. I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I got there a little bit late because I was shooting over from the other place.
Mm.
And then the headliner was running late. So they asked me if I could do more. And I said, yeah, I'll do, they're like, how much do you want me to do? And they're like, I don't know, 8 minutes maybe. I was like, fine. They were like, 2 minute light. I was like, 2 minute light's perfect. Why don't you just light me once the headliner is there,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens. And I ended up doing like 9 or 10. So I
Nice.
did my 5 again. So I
Yeah.
got to practice my 5 a second time, which it wasn't as helpful because the crowd wasn't quite as hot.
Yeah.
You really need that, like, for the timing, you need that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of learned, I feel like I learned something interesting about the set last night. Towards the end of it, I was rushing a little bit, and I felt like I could sit in the laughs a little
Mm.
longer. So I might try that at the Comedy Works version.
Yeah.
Like just let the laughs go on a little bit
Yeah.
longer. And
You're doing 5 tonight, right?
I'm doing 10. Oh yeah, so I got a bunch of corrections for everybody who's listening to all the episodes. I've realized I've had a lot of things that I've said wrong about this festival. Let's start with I'm doing 10 minutes. I got a 10-minute spot. I think early on I didn't actually know. So I might have said 5 minutes at some point, but I didn't know. I just knew it wasn't like a feature or headlining spot. So I'm doing 10 minutes at the Morton Theater. I did say that I knew a headliner and I was going to text them. And I had been texting with them and they said, yeah, it's a good festival. You should check it out. Well, in talking to an organizer recently, found out this guy was a submission comedian.
Huh.
So he's like got like kind of TV credits and headlines around the country. But last year he was just a submission comedian. And so I've said many times that we're getting, the short end of the stick because we don't have a headliner on our show. Yeah. Well, it turns out last year they didn't have a headliner on the show. It's always been a showcase thing. They have Pete Lee on the website. Pete Lee was a special Sunday night show. And at one point I said, well, maybe Pete Lee was somebody's uncle. That was pretty close because one of the comics involved pulled a favor to get him to do the festival. And the organizers told me it was the show that sold the least tickets.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So they're going into is this year 2 for them?
Year 2. Yeah.
They're going into year 2. Like we don't even need Pete Lee. We've got it all figured out, right?
I think what happened last year, if I'm kind of guessing and constructing this in my own head, but I think they set up the 2 showcase shows Friday and Saturday at the Morton Theater, and then they decided to add the Sunday Pete Lee show. So the plan was always to just have showcase style shows. Yeah. And right now it's Friday as we're taping this. The show is tomorrow night. I'm gonna go to the show tonight with other comics on it. Maybe I'll sneak in if somebody doesn't show up. But we're at 82 ticketed in like a couple 100-person theater, so it's looking decent for tomorrow night. Hopefully we can fill in like the first half of the lower level of the theater. But I don't care because I got that Laughing Skull spot last night. Like that was worth it to me.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
And also, so I did end up, I don't know if this is Patreon or regular, but I flew. I talked about driving out. That was going to be a way to save money. I sleep in my car. And honestly, part of it was recording this episode. It was like a 10% thing, but I have a couple of video calls and I was like, man, it's going to be much easier if I get a hotel room. Yeah. And the other thing is I've been so busy with the Vail Comedy Festival that all day Wednesday, I did like a 12-hour, like at my computer day. And I was like, I was supposed to be driving all that day. Yeah. So I was going to drive all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, get into Atlanta for Thursday shows. And it was just, it wouldn't have worked driving. So I ended up flying, but I did, lesson to everybody, especially now with all this oil stuff, buy your plane tickets early. I'm dealing with a lot of people who are flying into Colorado at the end of the month. It's 3 weeks from today is the start of the festival. And people are freaking out because the plane tickets are expensive. And I got hosed, my plane ticket went up, rough math. What's 3/5? 60%, 60% it went up. Like I looked at the price one day, the next day it was 60% higher. And now it's like, well, it's over now, but I kept checking it and it went up about 25% more. So it doubled over time. So anyway, should Mark do this festival? I guess that's we'll talk about it one more time because I'll let everybody know how
on the back end festival goes. Laughing Skull is one of those so I had a show on a Tuesday that was near-ish Atlanta. It was close enough, and that Monday they have their open mic, but it's like a booked open mic. You have to from what I understand, it's Comedy Works level, like try to get on open mic, and so I got they gave me a spot, and the Tuesday show got canceled. And I'm like, should I go to Atlanta just for this? That was a tough decision. I decided against it, but I was close. To going for it.
Well, you always say yes to things, Jake. You never know who you're going to meet.
Never know.
I did meet some interesting people yesterday. It was kind of fun. The host was terrific. Some woman named Nicole. I don't know her last name. Actually, I could probably look up her name. What's new with you, man? You came out to Colorado. We did a show together.
I drove to Colorado against, and so that's probably one of the things that sticks out when you drive. So I did Pauly Shore in Fort
let's
Wayne.
hear about Pauly Shore.
Dude, weird, wild stuff. But I drove from Fort Wayne to Denver in one day, and then on Tuesday, just a couple days ago, I drove from Denver to Louisville. Dude, I was 16
in one day.
Yeah, both.
How long a drive is that?
17 hours the first time, and then 16 the second time.
Oh,
but those will take it out of you, man. That's all I did that day, and there's, But
yeah, that's rough.
In my opinion, it's better than breaking it up, because you break it up, then it's like 2 days are ruined, as opposed to just one day really, really, really ruined.
Yeah.
But,
did you take a break of any sort? Did you like sit down for dinner or lunch, or do you just cruise?
Just kept it rolling.
Yeah. I know. You get in your head, you're like, if I sit down for half an hour, that's an extra half hour on top of this 17 hour day.
Yeah.
We get a mosey. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving. Yeah. But I feel like my car is good at the just chewing up the miles. But yeah, Pauly Shore, super weird guy. I know it's a shocker to people that they think, oh, Pauly Shore, yeah, he would be normal, right? Nope, he's a weird guy. Does not let you in the green room, which is weird. I don't know if he's the most. I don't think he's the most famous person I've ever worked with. I think Tim Meadows is more famous than Pauly Shore.
Sure.
And Caroline Ray, and then in the comedy world, Matt Rife is more famous than both of them. But who knows? Anyway, all those guys let you in the green room.
Yeah.
And Pauly would not. He did this thing where he like forced me to dance with him. And he didn't tell me this was going to happen.
Okay.
So I invite, I say, all right, your headliner, Pauly Shore. They play music. He takes forever to get on the stage, kind of comes in through the audience, hugs people as he's coming up to stage. Music is playing. I'm standing on stage. Then he starts dancing with me. And it's like 5 or 10 minutes, man. It is a long time we're up there together. And he's it's
5 minutes of dancing.
I timed it the second time. The first time I didn't know it was going to happen.
Okay.
So the second time I actually recorded it. The second time it was 5.5 minutes. And I think the first time was longer. The first time felt longer to me.
And he's not talking?
He's not. He's getting the people to sing the song.
Okay.
And he's like, doing some other things. And it's wild. A guy recorded for Pauly, and he said he would send me that part of it. He hasn't yet. But
okay.
So I'll have more information because that first time went a little bit better than the second time. But after that first time, he comes up to me like in between the shows, and I'm not in the green room, of course, because I'm not allowed in the green room. But he comes up to me outside the green room.
How is that communicated, by the way?
Oh, so me and the other guy were in the green room. Pauly comes in and says, "Hey, yeah, it's just going to be me and him and his manager in the green room. Is that okay? Cool? I hope that's cool, guys. See you later." And that was it. But we had a heads up. Like the management of the club told us that was going to be the case.
And so you went in anyways?
I was in the green room. So we got there before him. So
when did the management give you the heads up?
In the green room. So, we don't know until we go into the green room, and then they tell us, oh, when Pauly shows up, you guys got to leave. And then he shows up 1 minute later. I mean, it just happens all right then. So, but the sold out show, so it's like, where do we even go? There's not a whole lot. Anyway, in between the shows, he comes up to me and he's like, hey, for this next show, we're going to do the same thing. Is that cool? I say, yeah, that's fine. We can, do the little dancey thing at the beginning of his set. That's fine. And then he says, you like me, right? It's like, yeah, Pauly, I like you. So I thought that was a funny little interaction.
Did you sell any merch?
No, I didn't sell any merch. No.
You give out your cards?
No, I did. I gave out 5 or 10 of them, but not
a bunch.
Not a bunch. Yeah.
Why did you not sell merch? Did you not have it? Did they
I didn't
discourage
have it with
you?
me, and it felt, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't.
Was he selling merch?
He was, yeah.
Okay.
And afterwards, they did this long line to do a photo with him, and he would be seated the whole time, and people were, one group at a time. This whole production is much different than a normal stand up.
Okay.
But yeah.
Did you get paid different or standard host pay
Standard.
for that club?
Yeah, standard.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
2 nights and two shows in one night. That's pretty unusual for a Wednesday.
Do you have any good food in this 30 hours of driving?
Yeah. There's some pizza place that I like in St. Louis. I don't know if I feel like I've had too much of it recently, but because I got it on the way there and on the way back.
Okay.
And it used to be kind of special, and now it's like, So I do like it. Emo's pizza. It's very, very thin. It's extremely thin, like cracker-like almost.
Okay.
That's the St. Louis area. So
nice. Cool. Well, what else are we gonna talk about? So I'm in Georgia. What did I get to eat? I had Dwarf House. We talked about that already. Let's talk about this. Well, okay, I'm gonna talk about something, and I want to hear about your shows in Colorado. So I went to Amherst, Texas. Heard of it? Jealous? I doubt it. They say everything's bigger in Texas, Jake.
Yep.
Not true in the case of Amherst. Population 683.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. And I had 100 people at this show. So
wow.
They said, the lady running it basically said, the entire town is here. So pretty wild. A crazy thing. They had a football stadium there. It was at the elementary school. There was a football stadium next to it. Probably sat like 1,000 people, which is more than the town population. And they had, lights, and it was a big deal. Apparently football is a big deal down in Texas.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So the craziest thing about this gig, it was booked by a national booker. I can say who on the Patreon. And they just told me 45 to 60 minutes clean. And they let me know it was like a Chamber of Commerce event. So I dressed up a little bit. I wore a collared shirt. And the shirt had like martini glasses and cocktail shakers on it, like little tiny icons. And this lady who's like my contact at the event, who's great, if she ever happens to listen to this, I won't say her full name, but B, you were awesome. But she looks at me kind of shocked. She goes, "Oh, are those alcohol glasses on your shirt?" I go, "Yeah, why?"
Wait, hold on. Just that phrase, alcohol glasses. Yes. That's really tipping her hand.
Well, so I go, "Hey, why? Is this a dry town?" Kind of joking. And she go, like in all seriousness, goes, "Yeah, we're a dry town." Right before she proceeds to tell me, by the way, you're doing 45 minutes of church clean.
Yeah.
She didn't know the words for that, but the way she described it, she says church clean. And, there's a difference between clean and church clean.
Yeah.
And they led us in prayer before the comedy show. Yep. And I wouldn't normally participate in that. But in this case, I was praying, Mark, please have 45 minutes of church clean material. Yep. Let's figure this out. Let's go. Yep. So it worked. I did a lot of crowd work. I had a couple things. Literally a couple, two, that I wish I could take back. One of them, I was in the middle of the joke already, and in my head, I realized, oh, this is too dirty for this. Yeah. And by dirty, I mean like barely, like PG-10 kind of thing. But I already knew it was, and so I just did it and moved on to the next joke immediately.
Yeah.
And I had one other thing that I can't remember the specific joke, but there were two lines out of the whole. I did 48 minutes where I probably went a little too far, but it was super fun. I did a lot of crowd work. I know you're a big crowd work guy. Yep. And there was a huge spectrum of ages. She very nice. She left me a review online, and you know what? I'll actually pull it up and read it.
Okay.
Here. I know that people at home are digging this. No, I don't.
Well, I like it's always nice when you get the review, because I don't know if you whenever you see that you got a review, my thought always goes negative, of like, oh my goodness, they're gonna be like, this guy said this, or he said he was clean, and look at him, look, he said, he did a slightly off color, that sort of thing.
Right.
So it's always nice.
I don't think that, at least for comedy, I'm always like, oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Really?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had that famous one where the lady left a great review, but then it was 4 stars.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the review. We had the pleasure of having Mark entertain us at our annual chamber banquet. Attendees from 3 years old to 83 years old, and he had everyone in the room laughing. Highly recommend. She even tagged me, you'll be proud of me, Jake, as a Christian comedian.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So, a little tag there. So 3 to 83. It was funny. The kids, every once in a while, these kids would just like laugh randomly. Yeah. Like they were kind of like, because kids, they're just pretending to be adults, right?
That's right.
So they're seeing the adults laughing, but they don't understand the timing. So I'd be in the middle of a setup and a kid would just laugh.
Yeah.
Because they were seeing all the adults laugh. It was kind of adorable, actually.
Yeah.
So everybody was in a good mood. I got to talk to some old people, some young people, talk to some high school kids, talk to some like kids.
What's your go-to question for the high school kids?
Well, at this place, it was really an agricultural place. Do you know what 4-H is?
I do.
Yeah. So I said, hey, are you part of 4-H?
Yeah.
And this kid told me all about his pig named York. Nice. Shout out to York if anybody from Amherst ever listens to this.
Yep.
And I actually have a joke that involves a live pig, kind of, and so I was able to tell it later and like point at the kid, and and I was also able to make fun of big city people who don't get the joke always, but in that town everybody got it. Yeah. My go-to, well, I have some special crowd work stuff. Like we've talked about the lunchbox thing before. I think I asked people if they had a lunchbox growing up, and I had a crazy thing. This is, at this point, I've done it so many times. It's not super unusual, but it's pretty rare to get a new lunchbox I haven't heard of before. Yeah. Usually, if it is, I've never heard of the thing, anyways, or it's some variety of. It's not a comic book, movie, etc. It's just like flowers, or it's gray. It's something super generic. But this guy, he said, well, I had a bucket.
A bucket?
That's what I said, Jake. He said, well, it's a dinner bucket now. I said, what? He said, well, I've had it for like 45 years. So, it used to be a lunch bucket, but now it's a dinner bucket. I was like, what did you live at the bottom of a well and somebody like dropped it down to you? Like, what do you mean a bucket? And so sure, I don't really get it, but the guy apparently carried a bucket to school and still uses a bucket. I don't really know what's going on, but
that's interesting. Sometimes people are just like weird, and they just, this is what I'm doing. And then everybody, maybe it's like the town is too small to like point that it doesn't feel weird to them.
Yeah.
Like my big example with that is when I was in high school, I was 6'8", my first day of freshman year, 6'8", right? So I was 6'8" my entire high school career. We had about 9 people in my grade, right? So that means that in the entire high school, there's roughly 40 people in the entire high school, 40 people. And that means about 20 of them are male, 20 men, 20 boys in this entire high school. I'm 6'8", and a junior is also 6'8". So,
wow.
2 of us are 6'8". 2 out of 20. It did not feel weird at all. At all. Like, yeah. A lot of guys are 6. Look at Zach. He's 6'8". Like 2 of the 20 of us.
Yeah.
So, and then it's like, that is basically the last time I ever met somebody that was 6'8". It's been weird. But,
yeah.
So. Weird, small.
So what other crowd work? I also I had some jokes about the football stadium. So the high school kids, I asked them if they played football. We talked quite a bit about that. I met a receiver, a center, a quarterback. I also asked people about their high school mascots. That's a go-to.
That's a good one.
Thing that I talk about. And I had a pretty funny interaction with a kid he didn't go to that school. That school was the Bulldogs. He lived in a different town, and his mascot was Hornets. And so I'd asked previously if the Bulldogs, if they had a live bulldog that they brought out on a leash, like during halftime. And then so I was able to ask him, like, so do they have Hornets they bring out during halftime? Because I think you could get some. And that was one of my best signature bits of the night right there.
That's
getting the Hornets. It was fun. A shout out to Amherst, Texas. I had a really good time. And I left most beautiful sunset I've seen in, I can't remember, leaving town, and made it like maybe 2-3 hours back towards Colorado. Got all the way back by noon the next day. It was awesome.
Love it.
It was a good gig. They gave me the wrong pay at the beginning. That was a little drama. They gave me not enough, like less than half of what I was told I was getting paid. And in a Patreon, I'll tell you a theory about what I think that meant. And, they very quickly, I thought about texting the booker, but then I was like, no, I'll wait for the lady to show up. And then she immediately gave me a different check. So that worked out.
It's always a bummer. I get that. That happened to me in a much different way. I did a show in Canada, and it was right on the other side. It's in Ontario, right on the other side of the border. And the pay was something $600-ish, something like that. It's a long drive for me though. And they paid me $600, and it was Canadian, so it meant it was not nearly worth $600. I don't know what the exchange rate was. And the weirdest thing is that my bank allowed me to just deposit the check just as it was, and said plus $600, and then like 3 days later it says minus 147 or whatever. To make it the same currency. So
I wonder if they charged you a fee in there.
They probably did. It was a whole thing. So that was the last time I worked in Canada, but I'm international. So I have a something happened super recently. It's weird. I am producing a show in Louisville, which I'm excited about. And the idea is it's a clean show, and it's for newer comedians. So both can, right? So I'm calling it Fresh and Clean. I did it in Colorado. You actually might have performed at it.
I did,
years ago.
Thank you for the booking.
And
the generous pay.
I paid you $0. I know that. I didn't pay anybody in Colorado ever. Never one time did I pay anybody. But this time I'm paying. I'm paying people in Kentucky, so I'm excited about it. Hopefully it'll work out. We'll see how much money I lose on this thing. But so I have a little Google form. So the way that I'm doing this round, at least, first one I'm doing in a while, I'm having people raise their hand that they want to be a part of it, right? So that then I'm not going out. I'm not trying to shake trees. I'm not trying to say like, hey, can you come do my show? It doesn't pay great. It's on this date. It's on whatever. I want them to be excited about it. So I'm having them raise their hands, which is, and then they sent me the little tapes and little, whatever. And I pick. So I got 19 people that submitted
for a single show.
For one
You're
show.
not going to let all of them perform, are you?
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
19 submitted, and I'm going to have 10. I'm going to book 10, and then if they start dropping, I may or may not replace them. And so it might end up being 8, might end up being 10. We'll see.
Yeah. Can I interject something here?
Sure.
I think I made a mistake with the Vail Comedy Festival. I always overbook it, and people drop out.
Yeah.
And last year, not enough people dropped out, and it was kind of stressful getting people enough stage time.
Yeah.
So this year I booked it perfectly.
Yep.
And now people are starting to drop out.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh geez. I mean, it's pretty easy to tell people, hey, you get to do more stage time.
Yes.
And luckily we have some great volunteers who are also comedians. So I think we're going to be able to fill in with that. But I'm like, if like 3 more comics also drop out, I'm gonna have a little bit of an issue, and maybe in the future I need to set up some kind of like wait list situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so I put out this little Google form. It's on I put it on the Louisville comedian page, and I think I put it on my personal Facebook page as well.
Okay.
But I put all the info in there. Like the one thing, and we kind of discussed this recently, is whatever the pay is, just say what the pay is. Don't be like, hey, do you want to do the show? And then we go way 3-4 steps down, and oh, the pay is this, and then disappoint people, right? So like, I had the way that my Google form worked was, are you willing to do this show on this date? Yes, and there is no option.
Okay.
Are you willing to take $10 for the show? Yes, and there is no option, right? So like, you have to agree to these things before you can even continue on that thing. So anyway, I just recently, earlier today, sent out my picks for who I want to be on the show. And one of the first goobers was like, is this Louisville, Colorado or Louisville, Kentucky? Yeah. And the funny thing is I was like, here are the ones that I want. I like all of these guys. Oh man, I need one more. I guess that guy. And that's the guy who was like, it's like, is it Colorado or Kentucky? So,
man.
It's
my favorite part about that is, like, does the person still think you're in Colorado? Like, this is somebody who met you like 5 years ago.
I've never met him. I don't know who he is. Yeah.
Right, but they might have found you on They might have found the forum on your Facebook page, and they might have looked. This is my gripe. I have so many gripes with social media, but this is a probable situation where somebody met you 6 years ago. They haven't interacted with you once in 6 years. They assume you're still in Colorado. It's how like tenuous these relationships are online. It's like fake. It's all, I don't know. It's all silly.
Okay, I have one more thing about this. Now, this is going to make me maybe make me look bad. That's okay. I'm fine with that. But so this other guy contacts me completely out of the blue. We are apparently friends on Facebook. I don't remember any of this. I don't know who he is. He says, so I have this form on my profile. He says, with your fresh and clean show, how many people will be in the audience? And I say, I'm hoping for about 40. That would be a successful night for me. He's like, thanks for letting me know. And then I say, is there a reason you asked? And this is what he says. He says, thanks for reaching out and considering me. Right now, I'm focusing on shows with audiences in the 100 to 250 range, especially with travel coming from California. So this may not be the best fit at the moment. I definitely love to stay in touch for future opportunities that align. Appreciate you thinking of me.
Wait, can you back up a little bit?
Yeah.
Did you say here how much you're paying?
Yeah.
How much are you paying?
$10.
$10. Somebody's going to travel from California?
I know. Like I say that in the form, it says you have to agree to the $10. Before you click the link, it says, this show is paying $10. I know it's not very much.
Look, we spent the beginning of this episode saying, I should point out that Laughing Skull show I did last night, no pay. Like, so the difference between $10 and $0 is basically nothing. So it is kind of incongruous for me to laugh at somebody to travel from California for only $10 when I am totally willing to fly across the country for $0. So anyway, sorry, I kind of stepped in front of your
no, it's fine. I think it's just ridiculous. I'm focusing on shows with audiences in the 100 200 range, especially with travel. And he says, I appreciate you thinking of me. I did not think of you. I still don't know who you are. And now, because of this weird message, you will never be booked by me. Like, I think you're a weirdo. I don't like this at all.
Well, you know what? At this point, I just called a business today to try and rent walkie-talkies for the Vail Comedy Festival. And when I called it, it asked me, or no, it said like, hey, this is Alexis, the AI administrator or assistant or receptionist, the AI receptionist.
Yeah.
Let me know what we can do to help you today to see if you get referred to sales or whatever. And I was like, that's the first time I've called a business and got an AI whatever. And, for all you know, that was just like some TaskRabbit person in the Philippines who's trying to get this comic gigs. Or it's even worse, it's an AI agent.
I never
might just be a computer.
That's crazy. Yeah, but this whole thinking of me like as if I asked you. Like that's the whole point with this. I know I'm not paying well. I know it's not a gig that I would do. I would not do the gig that I'm promoting here, right?
What night of the week is it?
It's a Friday.
Oh, that's brutal, Jake.
I know.
Yikes.
But it's not for you and me. It's not for us. It's for I mean, one of the questions I have on the forum is how many times have you been paid to do comedy? And most of the people that I've booked,
is it like a fill in the blank, or is it like less than 10, more than 10?
0, 1 to 5, 10 to 50, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so you and I have, the biggest one is 100 plus. You and I have been paid over 100 times to do comedy. Most of the people filling this out, it's 0. So that's the idea. This is the first time.
Yeah.
So like the Fresh and Clean show that I did in Colorado, I booked Ben Daly, and he later told me that was the very first time he'd ever been booked was on my show. And that's the idea. That's what I'm trying to go for. It's fresh on purpose, fresh, and then everybody has to be clean. But I'm doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
So I know that's why I'm only giving them 5 minutes. That's why I'm going to be hosting this thing. I'm going to try to reset the room however many times I need to. I feel like it's more of a gift to the comedy community than it is me trying to make money or me trying to put on the best show possible or whatever.
Do you think it will be a good show for the audience?
I think it'll be a decent show. Okay. I think it'll be hopefully.
Is there are you headlining it?
I'll headline it, right? So I'll at the end, I'll make sure they get 10 minutes or whatever of really good stuff, and then they leave. Oh, that was some of those guys weren't as good as the other guys. It's like, that's the idea. Yeah. And it's also for dirty comics. If you want to work clean, come in here. You're forced to work clean.
What's the venue?
It is it's called Community Ministries. I don't know. It's a weird building, but it's got a really cool room. And I think the venue is going to be. It's got a nice big parking lot. Sometimes downtown you get parking is such a nightmare. It's got a nice big parking lot. It's got an outside entrance. It's got a nice big room. So I think it'll work. Are you bringing your own sound and stuff, or they already? I'm bringing my own sound. Yeah, I'm bringing my own sound. Okay. Bringing my own sound. I thought about. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything. I thought about making a stage or buying a stage or whatever. And then the only other thing would be a spotlight. What did you think of that stage we used in Idaho Springs? Would you use something like that, or are you looking for something bigger? I think that's fine. Okay. Fine. I think I bought that one at Sweetwater. I'll send you the link. Yeah. I think it's a fine stage. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping to get a show at my house soon. There we go. Let's go. Yeah. I like that idea. And we'll see. Nice. Probably in speaking of saying yes to things, I said yes to a show that was really kind of below my average. Yeah. But it's in the summer, and summertime is slow for everybody, Yeah. And I'm like, okay, if I book, and it's a month and a half away. Well, hey, if I book this Friday night show, then maybe that Saturday I'll produce a show. And I've been enjoying the producing. Oh, here's a question for you. Okay, let's hear it. I ran some ads, some meta ads for a show tonight. Okay. In Nashville. I'm not producing the show, but the guy was like, we're not selling enough tickets. I'm like, all right, well, it behooves me to have more people there. So I haven't run meta ads in a couple of years. So I don't 100% know what I'm doing, but I did the whole like targeted area, within 12 miles of where we are, whatever it is. And the interests, stand-up comedy, all of it, narrowing it down.
Yeah.
And I got about 200 clicks. So I did a video of me on stage. I put a little title on top of it that said, it's Gallatin, Tennessee. So it's not Nashville, but Gallatin, Tennessee, May 1st. And I got 200-ish clicks on the landing page, on the ticket buying page. How many of those are actually going to buy tickets?
Oh, I mean, I would guess 0.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, wait. So you don't know? You don't have, because you don't have access to the sales. Yeah. I mean, I thought you did know the answer. I mean, you might get.
I was hoping 1%. I was hoping there would be 2.
Yeah, maybe 2. You might sell a pair.
Yeah.
Especially if you did qualify this stuff. It's a restricted radius. It's you got to be careful with stand-up to not do stand-up profession, but do stand-up interest. Because you'll get a ton of clicks from open micers who aren't going to buy a comedy ticket. Sure. They're going to want to go for free or not go at all. Yeah, the advertising is, it's a real black art, and who knows if it works. And I told the story before of there's something got goofed up and the ads didn't run, and we sold just as many tickets. And it's like, do these things even work? Like, what's the point anymore?
I felt like a couple of years ago, it felt like they worked. But I don't know.
So I want to hear about your shows in Colorado.
Sure. Yeah. So the first one was at this theater. The headliner, a guy named Lee Harden, very fun guy. He's got a dry bar. And it was this interesting little theater in Windmere. I don't know if I'm even saying it right. It was in, I don't know where it was, but Wyndham, something like that, in Colorado. But it was a small town that kind of smelled like cows. Okay. And it was like this little strip mall, and one of the buildings on the end they had as a theater, and they had those church pew chairs, like those church chairs, as the chairs. And it went pretty well. The host, I don't know. It's one of those guys that I've been doing it 6 years, and then you hear him and you're like, you've been doing it once a month for 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's a way different. He's a nice enough guy, but I was texting with the headliner a few days later, and he's like, hey, if you ever come back through, grab that dude, have him host for you. I didn't say it, but I'm like, I would just get a funny host. Why would I get that guy? I'd get somebody good. But
was it a local, like a Fort Collins
or
something like that?
He wasn't. Yeah, I think he might have been in the Fort Collins area, but
that tracks.
So he was a nice guy, but and then I did 25 because I was the feature. The headliner came up there. So yeah, the headliner did the thing, which is. He vocalized something that I was feeling, but I refused to vocalize it, which is you tell a joke and it goes just like kind of flat. You're like, but that was a good one, and it's hard to build momentum. Well, I felt that too, but I refused to acknowledge it. I was like, I'm just going to keep rolling. And my brother was at the show, and he counted that the headliner did that 6 times. And according to my brother, that's him blaming the audience for not laughing 6 times. And I don't know if that's fair, but that's what my brother's assessment was. So
Yeah, that's a real pro move to just not acknowledge.
Yeah.
And like when I was in that dry town, if I had acknowledged that what I said was too dirty, it would have just made it worse.
Yeah, just keep rolling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that. I sold a ton of merch at that one.
Nice.
The headliner wasn't selling.
Okay.
I sold huge amount. So I was pretty excited about that. But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And then the next day I was at the church. Did 65-ish minutes at the church. No opener. Just me. The opening act, quote unquote, was a missions video. Like, hey, we went to Dominican Republic last year. Here's the missions video from the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
But they were into it. They were super into it. And yeah, they were really nice. I did a couple of things that I'm church. I know what church clean is, and I pushed the envelope a little on like a handful of things, but I did it like 40 minutes in. So
Yeah.
they already liked me. They already like, okay.
Is it all adults?
No, there was a few kids, but it wasn't that. It was. I even forget what I did. I think I just said. I don't even know what I said that was like, that's not as clean as you would maybe you'd say in church, but it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And Sunday, you and I were up in Idaho Springs.
Idaho Springs, baby.
Yeah.
They're so cool up there. What a great group of folks.
Yeah, they're very nice people. A fun little venue with the wine in the background there, a little wine. I didn't know how to describe it. I'm like, is this a wine store, I guess? It's not a vineyard.
Meadery.
Meadery. Oh, they're making mead.
Yeah. They sell mead. It's a mead vendor.
Mead vendor.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Yeah, I've never had mead.
That was our first ever. Mark and Jake tried to make it live. I forgot the microphone, the second microphone. So we had to go a cappella.
Yep.
And I stood on the stage and Jake stood on the floor. And we were about the same height.
About the same height?
I would give us a C for
you're generous.
Co-hosting. Yeah, I'm generous, you think? What would you give us?
Oh man, I mean, I think there was moments of decent, but from the host spot, you I think you want more punchy and you want more joke, and this format does not lend itself to that as well.
Right.
So yeah. I mean, I've gone to see. Have you ever gone to see a live podcast? Like,
what's that?
Have you ever gone to see a live podcast?
Yeah. We've had them at the festival.
Oh, fun. So some of them, like one of my favorites is How Did This Get Made? I went to the Paramount downtown. Like, it was awesome. So much fun.
Yeah.
But they're not getting laughs every 5-10 seconds like a normal.
No, but we weren't doing the podcast.
Oh, in my mind, we were doing the podcast.
You mean on stage?
I don't know. I mean, in my mind, we were like, that's how we're trying to do it.
Oh, okay. I thought we were co-hosting a comedy show.
Oh, so we were not even on the same page. No, I thought we were like, let's show them what Mark and Jake try to make it is.
No, because we talked before. I was like, hey, do you want to make a plan for this co-hosting? Do you want to? Boy, well, no wonder it didn't. We got to see for Mark. Huh. Okay. Well, we'll clean that up for next time.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see. Okay, so then, I mean, let's pause for.
I mean, you've seen comedy shows with co-hosts, right?
Honestly, I have seen it one time, 2 times with thick skin.
Yeah, that's guys. A good example. They're very good at it.
They're very good at it. But that was years ago before I'd ever seen it. I mean, when I'd seen it. And so I hadn't seen anything recently. The last thing I saw was Blake Hammond and Rand Barnacle.
Oh yeah, you talked about that.
They were doing like their kind of podcast style on stage, and their style is, I mean, they're weird. They're bouncing, and there's a lot of things happening. So, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would say the purpose of this podcast is not necessarily to be punchy or funny. It's more informational.
Yes, exactly.
So
that's why I was like,
so
all right,
we'll do it again, I'm sure. Yeah. Hopefully in Louisville next time.
Okay, so co-hosting. If you're co-hosting to start the show, what sort of things would you want to have in
there? Mostly to me, it's like reading the room. You're getting to know the audience a little bit, and you're trying to make them feel like they're part of a cohesive audience, which I think we did. We talked.
Yeah, I think there's some of that for sure.
That's one of the good things we did.
Yeah.
Getting people to make noise.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that a regular host should do. It just happens to be that there are two people up there.
Yeah.
And it helps for those two people to have a little bit of rapport.
Yeah.
Maybe bring a couple of canned jokes that are.
Yeah, I think that I agree with that. Even if it was like, hey, Mark, I've been working on this joke, and then you just do it, and then you would be like, that still needs work, or you got me with that part, whatever it is. I think that could be fun. Maybe it's just I just didn't have the right mindset at all. Okay.
Yeah, it was. I mean, also it was not. There were only 20 people there.
Yeah.
So it was not necessarily the easiest room, although even for only 20 people being there, it was a pretty fun audience.
They were a fun audience. They were a lot of fun. I was watching with Patrick, who did a great job. Patrick
crushed.
Yeah, he did a great job. But I was watching
Patrick Scott, everybody. And by the way, Nicole Blue was the host here in Atlanta or in Georgia. But Patrick Scott, so funny.
Very funny. He, from what I saw, and I might have read it wrong, but from what I saw, is the first 2-3 rows loved him, and the last couple rows were like, okay. And the last couple rows were on the older side. So I was trying to like, can I hit the last rows and get everybody on board? Marginal. But Patrick did a very good job. Very good job.
Yeah, and we had Shay as well. She asked me to introduce her as just Shay. So nice show. Friends of Mark and Jake. We did it, 4 comics, and it was a comedy show. We brought a stage and lights and sound and sold some tickets, and I'd say it was a marginal is a good word. It was a marginal success, Jake. Our very first time. We can improve from there.
Room for improvement.
Yeah. And then how about Thick Skin?
Thick Skin was an absolute hoot. So Thick Skin Comedy Works. I have said for years, some people ask, what's the best comedy club? And I would answer, well, the best comedy club I've ever been paid to do comedy at is Comedy Off Broadway in Lexington. Amazing room. And it still is. Very amazing room. Very fun time. But I finally got paid to do comedy at Comedy Works.
Did you win?
I didn't win, but they still paid me.
Oh, I didn't realize the pro spots paid.
Yeah. They still paid
cool.
me.
Right on.
Cool. Yeah. I was very excited about that. And
I can't wait to ask you in Patreon how much it is. Everybody, patreon.com/Mark and Jake.
Yep. So they did. It was kind of an odd night because I was the first pro, and I got 10 minutes, which I was excited about. I got 10 minutes, and so I just do my material. I think it went pretty good. I've had hotter nights at Comedy Works, but I think I was excited. I was the first one telling jokes on stage that night. Like the two guys, Matt and Mike, were riffing and farting around and kind of energy and fun and camaraderie, and I'm the first one like doing straight jokes. So it's a little bit trickier, but I was pleased with it. I bought the tape. I'm excited about it. And then after me, they did a couple of bucket pulls for just amateurs, and just awful amateurs. Absolute awful. The first bucket pull, the guy was in the bathroom, and they're trying to wait for him. They're like riffing and whatever, and then they finally just give up. They pull a second name. It's the guy's girlfriend, and she goes on stage and just eats it. Has no idea what she's doing. Never done stand up before.
I do think. Can I just throw out?
Yeah,
I've heard from a lot of comics how bad she did.
Yeah.
For her first time
For
ever.
Her first time, it wasn't bad.
In front of that big an audience, she was actually, I would say, exceptional for her very first time.
For her very first time.
She had kind of decent stage presence and wasn't like terrified like a deer in headlights. And she had two very funny premises.
It was just the
super punchy.
Yeah, it was the thing that the premises were not terrible, but they weren't jokes. It was just
right. They weren't punchy yet, but like she's in the right ballpark.
She's in the right ballpark.
Yeah, I've seen way worse. And in fact, continue your story.
Mike Capoletto was way worse. Way worse.
Yes, and that's a comedian who's been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
So by comparison, she crushed it, I would say. So not like she's ever going to hear this, Cavi or whatever your name is.
No, I think
I thought she did great.
For her first time, did decent. She still ate it. I mean, she got 2 laughs in 4 minutes. That's eating it. So she did have some presence. She did have some,
I think she got more than 2 laughs. Her whole first premise, people were laughing continuously, like rolling laughter.
Yeah.
But I forget what the second premise was.
Yeah.
The first premise was intrusive thoughts, and I'm afraid I'm going to say the N-word, which is objectionable material. But for that room, it was perfect.
It's funny.
And then the second premise, I can't remember, but I think it was a good premise. It didn't quite hit quite the same way.
Yeah. So she did terrible. We both agree on that. And then the next pro, Nick Dean, very funny Nick Dean. I'm a big fan of Nick Dean. I thought he maybe was working some new stuff out. It wasn't great. It wasn't awful by any stretch.
I was really impressed seeing Nick. Like that was brand new stuff, all of it, and he was so conversational.
Yes,
it was really impressive.
Very confident. Very confident the whole time. Very like that guy's a pro. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. Was the material great? Not really, but whatever. And then they pulled Mike Capoletto. 10 years open micer. I've seen a dozen times.
I think it's Capolino.
Capoletto. I've seen many times. And
I mean, I gotta say, Mike Stanley did not do him any favors.
Why?
Did you see how he brought him on the stage?
I did.
He was basically like, this guy.
Yes, this guy.
You guys are gonna love this guy.
Yep. He did do that.
I mean, like at least Mike is a real pro, but there's an example of he should swallow his pride, and because he's there for the show, and the show can only be better if he gives a good introduction and at least gives Mike some kind of fighting chance. The show was already on life support at that point.
Yeah, I thought it was. I was actually excited to see Mike Capoletto.
Capolino.
I was excited to see Mac because I had seen him do open mic so many times, and he always does terrible. But because he's doing it the same jokes again and again and again to the same group of guys, there's never any audience. These like just terrible little open mics that we used to do. And okay, you've got a Comedy Works crowd. Let's see it. Let's see you do it, dude. This is exciting. And man, he ate it. He ate it hard. He ate it. He ate it worse than that girl who did terrible. But
I thought she did okay.
Yeah.
In the context of being a first-time performer, she did okay. As a comedian, she did terrible.
Yes. But then, so bad that Mike Stanley came to the back and got Jeff.
No, Steve Vanderplug. But we're going to put a pin in that, Jake. We're going to finish the story in the Patreon because I really want to hear. That's when I left, but I want to hear how the show ended because it was a disaster. It was the worst thick skin I'd ever been to. at that point.
Well,
And
thanks.
so let's do some. So first off, Patreon, everybody, patreon.com/Mark and Jake. It's not Mark and Jake try to make it. It's just Mark and Jake, like we're having a gay wedding. Like get on there, patreon.com/Mark and Jake. It's just our names. It's $5. We're spilling dirt. This episode, I'm gonna talk about a reference price for World Series of Comedy. I'm gonna talk about something very spicy about the Amherst, Texas show. We're going to talk about the pay that Jake got in Thick Skin. That's and right. We have to do plugs for May 18th. This is when this comes out. Why don't you go first?
Well, we just did the shows in Nashville, so hopefully you were there. This weekend, 22nd and 23rd, I'm in Looney's in Colorado Springs. My nephew is graduating, and so I tacked on a weekend at Looney's. So you can come on out to Colorado Springs.
Look at that, Jake. Maybe I'll shoot you up to Vail May 24th.
Oh, sweet.
Do a spot because that's here I go. This comes out the 18th, May 22, 23, 24, Vail Comedy Festival. VailComedyFestival.com. We got cinema, we got comedy, we got film. I guess that's cinema. We got magic as well. It's going to be an incredible weekend. 4 great headliners. Check it out. Tickets are probably still available. I'm not sure if we've sold out yet. They're selling well when we tape this. So VailComedyFestival.com. Please, for the love of Pete, come check that out. And May 27th, I'm doing a private south of Denver. And Thursday, May 21st. This has not been announced as of taping time, but we probably will have a free comedy show up in Vail.
Nice.
If you're a working local, come check that out. And we're going to roll over to the Patreon, and we got a lot to talk about over there. We'll see you soon, everybody. By the way, if you want to book me for your, I don't know. Oh my gosh, we didn't talk about the funeral. I gotta, we're going to do this in the next episode. I booked a funeral. Yep. Like, when you do these like bachelorette parties or whatever, you get the information about people. Yep. I got the obituary.
No.
Yes. It's the whole, I can't believe I forgot about it. I'm going to type it in the notes. We're not going to talk about it on the Patreon. We'll talk about it in a regular episode next time. But if you want to book me for a funeral in the future, markmasters.co, everybody. There's a contact form. I love you all. We'll see you next week or whatever. Bye-bye.